Hello everybody, my name is Armin Hessler. I'm delighted to present today to you our unified communications strategy in Vodafone. I am responsible within Vodafone for IT of our Vodafone Global Enterprise unit called VGE, but I'm also covering our data center strategy and our overall workplace IT. So we have done a lot of things in this area, and I hope that at the end of my little presentation today you have gained some more insight into what we are doing in this area. Within Vodafone, when we talk about unified communications, we basically mean bringing together a set of different technologies, a set of different services, and making it available as a single unified communications suite to our employees. So what does this include? First of all, it includes certainly telephony. Telephony, as you all know, in the past is and has been seen as quite an isolated service. It was, mobile telephony or fixed telephony. We are bringing this together as mobile and fixed, but even more, we are also bringing this together with video conferencing, and we are bringing this together with collaboration suites like OCS from Microsoft, and we are also bringing this together with new services around webcasting, around what's called Vodafone Tube, and new ways of collaborating and communicating across the organization. So when we talk about unified communications, it is really kind of an integrated suite of services that comes together in an ideally very seamless way, and that is offering a unique user experience to our Vodafone employees. So let's start with video conferencing. We have been picking up really video conferencing as a project managed and supported by our top management in 2004. And since then, we have been driving the usage of video conferencing across the organization. Today, we actually are proud to say that we have around 350,000 internal video conferencing connections throughout the year, and people are using this really every day across the whole Vodafone estate. We have rolled out across Vodafone around 1,000 endpoints, and all these endpoints are connected to a central database and to a central system, so we are able to monitor and to patch and to really manage all these systems from a central point of control. That's very important, certainly, to make sure that we have the same releases on all the systems. Secondly, we are trying to put video conferencing units into dedicated rooms so that they are not buried in sort of meeting rooms which are usually booked for other meetings. We have integrated our video conferencing seamlessly into our desktop-based video conferencing world based on OCS, and that people can easily call from a fixed video conferencing unit into an OCS-based video conferencing unit. So we're bringing together the Microsoft OCS-based desktop video conferencing world with the Tandberg, in this case we use Tandberg, with the Tandberg world of endpoint-based video conferencing. We've put a lot of efforts around making this really a great experience. So we've introduced our Vpods, the Vodafone pods, which are kind of dedicated pavilions, if you like, or dedicated environments that guarantee to you a unique experience of video conferencing in a perfect setting. The next step of integration certainly is that we have integrated our video conferencing world and the collaboration world around OCS with our telephony world. And there's different ways to do this, and also we see on from our customers that there are different settings. So there are certainly customers who today already have invested into a local IPBX. So they would like to integrate their IPBX with video conferencing and with other collaboration means. And that's certainly possible. We as Vodafone are also offering IP-centric-based, network-based solutions to our customers, and there is the possibility to integrate those also with video conferencing and to also integrate those with collaboration suites. So there's a lot of ways how you can technologically implement a unified communication solution to your employees. In our case, within Vodafone, we are running different solutions to make sure also we are able to reflect the different solutions we are offering to our customers. So we do have integration via IP-centrics, but we also have integration via IPBX. So what does that mean really for our people? It means that if somebody wants to reach you, you may actually have your desktop-based IP phone ringing, you may have your OCS client ringing, and you can pick it up with your soft phone. And we also run trials certainly where we have our mobile network integrated, so also your mobile phone rings. That means somebody wants to reach you, and if you're sitting at the computer, you can pick it up from the computer. You're sitting at your desk, and you can pick it up from your IP desk phone if you have one. Or if you're traveling, actually, your mobile phone is ringing, and you pick it up from your mobile phone. So there's not anymore 3 numbers or different ways of reaching somebody. You've got one number, and you can reach out with that number to that individual, and you don't need to worry where that individual is at that point of time. One of the initiatives we've started approximately 2.5 years ago was the introduction of a web studio and also of basically a webinar service within Vodafone. The web studio is a professionally equipped studio where we can run webinars to our people, but we have seen that there is enormous demand for webinars and that really our people love to use these services and to get more information. So we have been thinking how we can actually extend this. So what we have been doing is we've integrated and we have implemented a new system which is called Vodafone Tube, which basically enables any employee within Vodafone to run their own webinar as a self-service. So this enables teams, people, line managers, smaller teams, bigger teams, anybody basically to run their little webinars. And since we have a lot of teams also spread around different territories, it is a wonderful means of communication. So what is the difference between our, these services which run already in the market and our service? Well, it's very easy. It's an in-house service. So we run these service in our data centers. We are, managing, supporting this service, and we don't need really any external service provider. Is a wonderful and also quite cost-efficient way of introducing webinars into your organization. So what are the benefits? It's always difficult, and you know it, to create a business case around communications and to create a business case around collaboration. However, what we are seeing is that with unified communications in Vodafone, certainly we have achieved significant travel savings. We also see major productivity increase in the way how the teams work together, how they interact. You don't lose time on airports. You don't waste a lot of money with airline tickets, and you basically use new communications technologies to satisfy your communications needs. And on top, you all know it, it is very good to our environment. So we also run a big green IT program within Vodafone. We are very conscious about the aspects of pollution and CO2 emissions. So we certainly see our unified communications program as a great contributor to achieving these goals. If you think today of video conferencing, telephony, if you think about collaboration in an organization, you may talk to many people and they all come with their views and with their visions. We have a very simple vision. And I think you can really, kind of phrase this around 3 major aspects. Number 1 is not the technology. To be successful, it's the user experience, its simplicity, its reliability, it's the robustness of the service. So whatever you want to do, you need to make sure that people really like the service. You can think a lot about if you buy, a Polycom or a Lifesize or a Thunberg or Cisco or whatsoever. And, it's good to think about it. But at the end, that doesn't make the difference. What makes the difference is that you're offering this as a great service, that people love it, that the facility is great, the kind of ecosystem is great around it, that you have good service behind it, and that people are really also incentivized to use these new technologies. So number one really is the whole thing around user experience. Number two is you need to make sure you're not working in silos. So don't think about this is video and this is audio and this is mobile and this is fixed and whatsoever. These things come together, and IP convergence is not just kind of a buzzword. It is really a way to bring different ways of communication together to make it very easy for the user to use it. And then there is a third point, which is actually quite interesting. If you look at video conferencing, for example, if you look at some of these kind of collaboration technologies, traditionally they have been always used internally across the organization to make sure employees work together in an easier way, that they travel less. That's the old kind of paradigm. But there is a new paradigm coming, and that is, how can we bring these technologies now to our customers? How can we make collaboration, video conferencing, how can we make this a useful tool in opening up new distribution channels, new sales channels, new customer care channels? So what we see is that a lot of customers are coming to us asking also, how can I use video conferencing, for example, to improve my customer operations, my customer care operations? How can I use it as new sales channels? Think about insurances, think about financial industry, think about healthcare industry, think about travel. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and new communications technologies, I think, are ready now to open up that new market and to kind of develop completely new sales channels and new opportunities to drive revenues with your business. Certainly, as you can imagine, in Vodafone, we're working also with a lot of partners together in this value proposition. We have strong relationship to Microsoft, to Cisco, to many others. As you can imagine, we are also cross-selling some of the services if you think of Vpods, or if you think of other value propositions. And certainly it is very important that we, as kind of partner in this cloud of other partners, can contribute significantly to make sure we offer great services to our customers. So having said this, I hope I have been able to give you some insight into what we are doing in Vodafone. I also hope that you've seen that I'm personally quite passionate about this. I'm a strong believer of the benefits of unified communications. It's great to the business, it's great to our people, it's great to the environment, it's got a lot of opportunities. So it's really a fantastic new world ahead of us. And if you have questions, really don't hesitate to get in contact with me. For Vodafone, you can imagine using unified communications is great for us because it helps us to bring costs down. It helps us to increase productivity across our workforce. There's a lot of positive aspects of this. But I think most important, it is that we really walk the talk, that we really, as Vodafone, consume those services which we're also selling to our customers. We want to be at the forefront. We want to be first movers. And therefore, innovation is key for us. And we always want to be very active in making sure we make new technologies available to our people. So thank you for your attention, and looking forward to your questions and to some more interaction with all of you. Thank you very much.